Now, we're not going to go through every page, but I want to do two things. One, I want to start with jumping down to 41st through 50. We can see the duos that just barely made it in, and then after that, we'll take a look at the 51st through 60 to see who just missed out. Turning attention back here, remember, these guys just made it through. Alvalder, Vask, we've actually seen them a couple times in the last couple weeks. To see that they've made the 810 points makes it, I mean, they're going to Grands. That's what's up.
Yeah, for a lot of these teams, many of them kind of under the impression that they were basically set as long as they were right around that 815 or higher series points representation. And 810, seemingly the cutoff there for Vask and Older. And those two probably feeling relatively ecstatic about the fact that they're going to have a chance now to try and get a little bit higher than 50th in Grands.
Yeah, one team that stuck out to me right there, Skydune and Shakos, those guys making it into Grand Finals, which means that they'll be 100% landing at the Secluded Spy. They've been landing there all season. So that, of course, means for Mustache and Hide in Bush, these guys are going to be contested. If they do decide to stick to that Secluded Spy area, of course, it's a highly sought-after location, highly contested location, and we saw it with Queasy and Venno. When they decided to contest Skydune and Shakos, it didn't go well, so that's definitely something to look for in Grand Finals. I'm excited to see what happens there.
And of course, calling out veterans like Snazy, Podicide, Trulex, and Chico as well, right? I mean, we're running the like almost people we're used to seeing going into EU with a couple of splashes of new duos, mixes ups, and even a couple new names. And we'll get to this next little bit here in just a moment to kind of talk about the duos that just missed out. But in fact, you know what? Let's just do it right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. These are your 51st through 60th. Remember, these guys just missed out on qualification. The stress. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
We'll take a look.
It's too stressful.
It's too stressful. You know what? Hold on. We're going to come back. I'm too stressed. We're going to update it. We'll come right back to it. I stressed myself out. I got ahead of myself. I'm too stressed. I had to put a pause on that. Guys, as we kind of prepare our minds and kind of look forward to Grand Finals in Europe. Obviously, NA tomorrow. We'll focus on that tomorrow. For EU, what are your expectations for this week of players, right? They have a week to kind of go back to the drawing board, look at VODs, try and decide where they're going to land, because there's a lot of POIs and a lot of drop spots in general that I think are going to be a lot more contested than we've seen before.
Well, we've already seen a handful of teams choosing to actually switch up their drop spot, not even just at the start of a weekly finals, but also halfway through the competition. For example, sometimes even choosing to surprise con teams in the 4th, 5th, and 6th matches. So really, I think it's about teams just making sure that they're prepared for any and every situation, especially the teams that might expect themselves to be uncon, because it's been proven already that teams are definitely willing to contest last minute.
Yeah, preparation is key going into Grand Finals. I'm expecting a lot of explosive action. I'm expecting crazy plays to be made because, as we mentioned earlier on, Queasy and Venno, the EU Hike Kings, will not be there, which leaves that door wide open because nobody knows who's going to be taking high ground. We've seen a few teams try and go for it in these weekly finals. I'm expecting Roban and Axforce, of course, one of our high ground teams, to go for it. We've seen Eyedrop and Mappy going for it. We've, of course, seen Seti and Cammy going for it. We've seen so many crazy plays. I'm excited, Zeke. I'm excited.
High crowd is going to be anybody's game. Okay. All right. My stress levels are down. I calmed myself down. We can take a look here. We have the leaderboard, the series point leaderboard to take a look at to see which duos did, unfortunately, miss out. Remember, 810 was that cutoff. 2 duos right there going to tiebreakers with 805, but unfortunately was not just enough. A duo here I did want to highlight for us in 56th place, Splash and Nate. We actually saw them compete today. They did come close. Unfortunately, they did fall short.
But it's still a nice experience, I think, for that duo to kind of collect as a team. They really put in an excellent effort. It's just a little unfortunate there that we saw, I believe it was Nate that was stuck in a solo situation in that final game 6. And they needed a 5th place or higher on the leaderboards today in order to actually make themselves eligible for a series point quals into Grands. So maybe next time, though. You never know.